for my first-hand experience here while being in these northern communities, a lot of them are remote. And so they're only accessible by plane when it's not winter. But when it is winter, it is accessible by winter road. Some of the first-hand experience that I've been learning, because this is also my first time coming to northern communities, so being a young person in this role and connecting with other young people, it's been very emotional. So in some of the conversations that we've been having with some of the young people is that they're more comfortable with death than they are comfortable with living life. You know, they do face a stronger suicide crisis here, just maybe due to the lack of resources that are available for the young people within the communities. But also understanding there's a lot of that intergenerational trauma and addiction that is also happening within homes, or there's some families that are living in poverty and are really struggling with some of that trauma. We have encountered some youth that are willing to engage, but we've encountered youth that don't want to engage. So the initiative that LiveDifferent is trying to achieve by offering this programming to communities, especially with those that were here with the northern communities, we want to bring a sense of hope, a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose for these students, to acknowledge that difficulty that they're going through, but we also want to be mindful that we need to meet the students where they're at as well. So even though that we might come into a school and we may have 150 students for a assembly, if we're able to make that one impact to that one individual, we've done our job. I think it's very important that we share these conversations of hope, that we share these conversations around empathy, resilience, altruism, authenticity, values, and growth. Not only do we want to encourage young people to talk about their emotions, but also to build meaningful connections with the people that they're around. Not just focusing about making a difference in the outside world, outside of their community, but showing them that they can make a difference where they are at. So I think that's so key to understanding. It's been reciprocal learning for both the team, for both the students, but there has been a lot of reciprocal healing happening as we build and navigate these very unique and beautiful relationships with the students. So in terms of the work that we have been doing here within the communities, we're about halfway through the Ice Road Tour. And what we've been seeing and what I've been noticing, it has been very bittersweet as we leave every single community, because each community is unique. Every set of students they can be similar, but they are so different. And so, you know, the difference that we see is that if we're able to make somebody smile, if we're able just to hold space for them if they want to share something funny with us or something very heartfelt and personal, or they've been going through something very difficult, I think we have been seeing that growth and that outcome come from some of the conversations of, you know, just even having that engagement with students. And I think that's so critical, and I think for us as young people, as we begin to trailblaze for other young people, I hope that also goes to show that they can also step into our shoes as well. Because I think it's so important that young people are there for other young people. But I think, you know, just in some of the impacts that we have been making here within community, we just never know. It might be as simple as saying hello to somebody and giving that acknowledgement, or maybe even having a sit-down conversation with them. So I think whatever opportunity comes up, I think, you know, there's meaning in everything